All right, we're good. I gotta tell you, man, I've been so I'm back on vodka right this second, but before this,
Are we not doing like an introduction?
I've been
Like,
screw. I've what's up, guys?
Guess,
So I've been
guess not.
I was
okay.
screwballing, and that stuff put me out, man. That doesn't happen to me.
Surprise, motherfuckers! Welcome to the podcast.
Woo.
Yeah.
No, we'll get there. I want to give people a chance to get on. I know we had talked about that, giving them a chance to log on and get see if anybody's jumping on here or anything like that. It looks like we've already got nobody, so that's good. All right, so fuck it, I'll get going. All right, guys, welcome back. We are here. This is Shellhead Toys. Welcome back to Drinks and Toys. Here with my two beautiful counterparts and a third one. We've got tonight Mr. Johnny. Johnny, how you doing, man?
What up? Salute, everyone. How you guys doing?
We're doing wonderful. Salute, Chris. Man, you got to figure it out. Weez, you're good.
I'm sure we'll see what happens. I might disappear.
Oh, that's good. That's comforting. And welcome back, Tuna, man. It was great to have you last week.
Good to be back.
Awesome possums. Always a good time, and it's just good stuff. Player Alex, what's up, man? There you go.
What up? How you doing,
Already
man?
on board. Alex has been getting some crazy ass scores, man. Some of the stuff he's been showing me, he scores on Whatnot or eBay or whatever, but he's doing a great job. He's getting some really rad pieces, man. And looking forward to when he goes to Joe Fest because I got some stuff to send with him because I don't do Joe's, man, but he's got it. But
All right. What's
I
up,
don't,
Gus?
Gus, I don't know if that's a giggity or not.
It's always a giggity with him.
Full streams. So, we were talking about topics and, Weezy and I went back and forth. Johnny's in there, off and on. I know he's really busy, but we had talked about, some of these toy producers or companies or whatever you want to call it that are slowly but surely getting businessed out or going out of business. And then I had talked to the guy from Mars Auctions, which was really cool. And I say cool because the guy's weird, super goofy, but totally cool to talk to. And I would tell him, dude, you're so goofy, but you're so much fun. But he's great to talk to. He had a lot of great insight. And so one of the things we were talking about was, in 15 years, I'm 44. So in 15 years, I'm going to be 59, right? So let's just call it 60. Call it 60 to be fun. So 60
Or
years old.
69.
Just saying, giggity. But we got to talk about, my generation will be either retiring, dying off, whatever it is, and toys may not be the thing anymore. So now what do you do with these toys? Because my kids don't like them. My kids don't care. The younger generation doesn't care because they have this. They've got the phone. They've got the computer. They don't give a shit about toys. My son, who was only doing it because I was doing it, doesn't care. He thinks the stuff's cool. He comes to the house. Dad got more toys. That's awesome. But he just doesn't give a shit, I guess, about anything else, if that makes any sense. So, I know it's a rough thing to talk about, but anyway, so let's start from the beginning.
We're dying.
Let's get up discussion.
No, we're not
on
dying.
what
We're dying, or are we not dying? I don't understand.
we are dead already. No, so I guess let's start discussion about Diamond Select. So, Weezy, you were giving me insight I didn't know. So, Diamond Select is apparently out.
Yeah, so couple months ago, Diamond Select had or Diamond in general, like the whole umbrella Diamond, was going bankrupt or some shit. So they were going to close, and some other investors came in, whatever. But now the umbrella company for NECA, who owns NECA, bought Diamond Select. But then, like right after buying it, they laid off everybody from Diamond Select.
So, like any acquisition of a company, if anybody's ever been through it, generally that's what tends to happen is they buy a company, they liquidate the people on board that they don't need, they keep a couple key people just to learn the business or whatever it is for the business they need, the rest go away, and that's how they make money. But I guess Diamond Select, all I remember for them, and you can stop me, man, because I don't know anything about the company other than what I remember as a kid, is that they made a lot of DC toys, Superman, all that stuff. So are they just all DC or
No, that's DC Collectibles.
Well, no. So Diamond Select made, my brother had them. They made all the Death of a Superman toys. So they made Superman, the Cyborg, all those cats.
So maybe you're talking about when you were a youngling about this tall.
Right.
So
my penis is about that big. Yeah. 100%.
now it's about that big. So no, they made all the Nightmare Before Christmas. They make Marvel selects, like huge Marvel selects. They did the Ghostbusters select line. They do a bunch of video game stuff. They do statues galore. They also do mini mates
right here.
So is that
Yeah.
a Diamond Select?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you equate them to like the God, I don't even know. Like
they're essentially if NECA started doing Marvel.
okay,
Right.
that helps me. Yep, that works. Okay.
They're bigger. They're like 7-inch, between 7 and 8 inch scale, depending on the character. They're
Yep,
bigger
7 and 8
characters.
inch, Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know them doing DC. I think they've done like DC statues. They do DC mini mates and stuff. I don't know them doing DC figures. At least not anytime recently since they've had Marvel. They've had Marvel for a long time.
I think they had the DC license like years back. Is what he's referring to.
Yeah.
Fucking
At least
old
20
ass.
years ago.
So I was like, yeah, when I was a whippersnapper 45 years ago.
No. Like literally at least 20 years ago. Because my brother Johnny actually had and they're still worth quite a bit actually. He had Diamond Select Superman, Diamond Select not Eradicator, Cyborg Superman. Again, all of these are from the Death of Superman that he had, and they were great pieces, but they're worth quite a bit now. At least they were last time we looked them up. I don't know, comps change all the time.
But like the one thing I don't know how like the acquisitions go. Like when a company buys another company, what happens? I've never sat through that. But I would think if I was buying a company like Diamond Select, I wouldn't get rid of the sculptors and the people who worked on the lines already. Like those people I want to keep to make sure that it goes flawless and continues running the same thing. Because right now, it's not even NECA that owns it. It's their parent company or umbrella company, right, that owns it. So it's like, are they going to try and take all NECA sculptors and push them to do Diamond Select stuff now and start stretching out the sculptors they have? Like, I don't know if that even makes logical sense, and you're overworking your team. And
they might
quality is
just
going
want
to
the
fall everywhere.
licenses.
What'd you say, Tuna?
They probably just wanted the licenses. Whatever Diamond Select was carrying, they probably just bought the licenses and forget it, lay off the labor. That's
Well,
probably what they were going for.
that's
Could
what
be.
I was curious about that too, right? Because you figure NECA currently has Sesame Street Ultimates. Diamond Select has Muppets. Muppets and Sesame Street are two different things. Over the past few years, they split, right?
Yeah.
But apparently, from what I've been reading now, I don't know how true it is, but apparently, when this stuff happens, the companies that they own licenses to come out and be like, "Oh no, you're a different company. We have to renew or we have to redo the agreement for the licensing because it's a new owner of the company. Just because it's with Diamond Select, you own Diamond Select now. You're a new company. We have to redo the contracts. So I don't know if like it just instantly is like, oh, NECA owns them. Now NECA could do Marvel. Like,
Yeah.
If that's how it works, then cool. But
So-
I don't know.
That the way you're describing it is very like much for branding and what do you want to call that? Not branding. Whatever that company is. So I'll tell you, when I own a scooter shop, it's the same stuff, as silly as it sounds. If I wanted to sell Amigo, or if I wanted to sell Wolf, or I wanted to sell like Honda, or whatever it is, whatever the brand of scooter I wanted to sell, it can't just be, well, Small Time Scoots is ordering scooters from wherever and selling them. I had to apply to be through the DMV, not even the company. If the company was like, yeah, you're cool, I still had to go through the DMV, through the licensing department and say, hey, I'm going to sell this brand of what have you. And I think it kind of sounds like the same thing with the toys. If NECA wants to sell Diamond Select brand toys, they either have to pay for all those licensing and keep it under NECA, whatever the umbrella is for NECA, I don't know. Or they have to sign up as a retailer for Diamond Select. Again, it comes down to taxes, comes down to like business stuff. They have to like either own it and it's going to be a DBA, or they're going to purchase the licensing for what they're already producing. And then NECA would have to produce it on their own. But I don't know. From what you're saying, it sounds like you said NECA sounds like they would just be they would take all their sculptors and go, all right, well, Diamond Select made this. Why can't you guys make this?
Right. Like I said, from my understanding, the companies would have to redo contracts. Now, smaller licenses they might get away with, but like Disney's not gonna be like, oh yeah, just take it now. Like they're like, no, we need to rework.
Yeah, who are you guys and what do you make?
What's going on? Well,
yeah.
They already have a license with Disney too. NECA, they already work with Disney themselves.
What is
they got
making with Disney?
They got Stitch right now. They made 2 Stitch figures.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And they're doing Nightmare Before Christmas.
What about you guys? Anything from the peanut gallery of Tuna and J5?
So I just looked up and Diamond Select did have a DC license. They even made the mini, like the what is it, mini figure mates, whatever.
Yeah, the mini mates. I know they were doing mini mates of DC, and I think they did statues, but the actual action figures.
Is that the Lego looking things? Like turtles, right?
Yeah, kind of like little
Yeah,
little
I have a couple
bootleg Lego looking things.
Yep. I was just trying to check in.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
But now it makes me wonder also what other companies this could happen with.
Well, I emailed Premium DNA Toys today. They did the Battletoad stuff and everything. I've been waiting on the garbage pail thing for 2 years, and I'm like, just refund me. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, every time I email them, like, we're working on it. I'm like, fuck off. Just refund me. Like, I'm done. Everything. So I'm sure that's going to be fun.
So from what I've been able to tell with Premium DNA, is that they were first Megalopolis Toys. It was just a toy store. They apparently screwed over a ton of people, ripped them off, took money for pre-orders, never shipped, then closed down business.
Yeah, I just read that today.
Yeah, so they closed down. Then the owners or whatever got licenses to do Battletoads, Earthworm Jim, Garbage Pail Kids, and they sculpted or got somebody to sculpt and made all these figures. And they actually delivered on most of their figures until Earthworm Jim was supposed to ship. Never shipped. The only way you could get it, there was one exclusive that came out to, I think, Toy Collector, or it's one of the toy stores. One Earthworm Jim exclusive came to them. Those got shipped, but their actual line never shipped. You had to go through Ally Express to be able to get them. And that's it. People that sit there and email them, we want our money back. They're, oh, yeah, we're working on it. They never give them the fucking money back. It pisses me off because I want the third fucking frog. Like, I've got 2 frogs. I want the goddamn third toad for my Battletoads, goddammit.
I got my General Slaughter. I'll take that. I'm happy with that.
But they got random ass lines too when they first announced that they were doing this Premium DNA. They had like I think they got Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah, Barnyard Animals.
Barnyard Animals. Then
shit, Barnyard Animals.
Yeah, they were
Barnyard Commandos.
Too.
Yeah, Barnyard Commandos. Yeah.
Barnyard Commandos.
But they released a wave of Barnyard Commandos. They did Garbage Pail Kids. They did Mad Balls, but with like bodies.
Yeah.
And then they had Battletoads, Earthworm Jim. They even had Clay Fighters.
That's as bad as Grub Sport.
Bro, I was excited to see what they're going to do with Clay Fighters because I fucking loved that game as a kid. That game was amazing. But they never even showed off scopes for that one.
Yeah, I did some of the Garbage Pail Kids and some of the Mad Balls, and it was supposed to come out November of last year, and they just said they're working on it. So I just started emailing, like, just refund me. So we'll see how that goes.
I wish you luck, man. Apparently people are having a real issue getting a hold of them in general.
Maybe make it drive.
So
I think they're in Jersey.
Nobody wants to go to Jersey. So it's the Armpit of America. So I was listening today to this podcast, and I was on my way to Ocala, because I love that so much. I fucking hate it. But I was driving to Ocala, and I'm listening to this podcast, and it's these guys from England, and they're talking about Super 7, and they did a, Thundercats. They took what did I say? Wheezy Tiger Sharks
Yeah, Tiger Sharks.
and Silverhawks. And they're like, oh, those guys are from the same universe. And I
Yeah.
guess when I was talking to Wheezy, Wheezy said, yeah, it's been known that like Tiger Sharks and
Silverhawks.
Silverhawks are in the same universe, but not so much Thundercats. Well, apparently
No.
there's an episode of Thundercats where Mumra has like monitors up in front of him, and you can see Tiger Sharks and not Thundercats, Tiger Sharks and Silverhawks on the screen. So it means they're all part of the same universe. And so they make all these toys for Super 7, and it was like, it was like $70 to buy Buzzsaw. Well, now he's like $15 for Super 7. And all these toys that are so much money, like even Turtles, I used to like lose my mind, like, oh, a new wave of Super 7 Turtles coming out. I got to pre-order them all. I don't even bother anymore because I know I'm going to be able to get them for pennies on the dollar from Entertainment Earth or from Big Bad. That's why I don't even have them at the booth. I feel bad even selling them because I know they're going to go down in price. It's not fair. Well,
Bro, I've got that whole fucking collection of Turtles. I haven't opened them. I want to, but I'm just like, what the fuck am I going to do with them?
Well, so Tuna's bought a bunch of Super 7s. I've given him a bunch of Super 7s, but he's bought a bunch of Super 7 Turtles. And it's just kind of wild, man. Like, Super 7, in my opinion, has the abilities to make some badass toys, very detailed, and they have not done so. And it kind of blows me away. Like, they're selling their regular Ultimates, but they're like, what, $60-something a piece?
Yeah, and I don't know what the deal is with the Super 7. Like, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, I guess, that the general public isn't privy to. It just is what it is. So you have to kind of like see things and put what's going on together, what is out in the public, right? So I don't know if Super 7 bit off more than they can chew with the Ultimates line, or if the licenses they had for the Ultimates line were more than they could really handle. Like, they did great with Turtles, but then apparently Playmates threw the wrench into that, making it like, oh, rumors that they can't do specific they can't do characters based on the original toy line anymore, right? That was the rumors going around. There was
Can you
never
imagine an ultimate like Hothead, how cool that would be.
Right. That'd be amazing. Like, I just don't like, there was rumors that happened. There was never any confirmation that Playmates said they can't do it. They just started doing the 2023s or the 2003s, right?
Sure.
But when it comes down to the fact that Super 7 just laid off like half their staff,
and there's only 4 people that work there. That's the weird thing.
but like, they let off a bunch of people, and they've been doing it. Like, they laid off people last year and the year before that as well, apparently. A note came out from Brian Flynn talking about it, saying like, we hate to do this due to tariffs, yada, yada, yada. Like, I understand tariffs are a big fucking issue and how it can be a big dollar problem when you're bringing stuff in. I get it. But it might be the what is it, the straw that broke the camel's back or whatever the hell for them right now. But they've been on a decline over the past few years. The tariffs may have just been the last straw. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. And from from Brian Flynn's letter, it seems like they're going to kind of go back to focusing on what made them them. So the Safubis, the Vinyls, the Godzillas, the retro, the little, what are they called? The small ones.
Reactions?
The reactions, yeah. Those things, those style of toys versus anything else. So I'm thinking that's just saying that Ultimates is dead in the water. So they might have a couple waves to finish out, but I don't think you're going to see anything new from Ultimate lines.
So I like the reactions, right? I always have liked the reaction series. But does anybody ever feel like they missed the boat because they could have been like at 3 3/4 style posability? Or you think they just said, hey, this is as cheap as possible. Let's make it as cheap as possible. They're still charging almost $20 a figure.
So when reactions first came out, they were in partnership with Funko if I remember correctly.
It's good question. We'll get to you, Alex.
So, if I remember, I think it was Funko that they originally released them with for Super 7. Because
I thought they were Funko.
Yeah, because originally they were it was like a partnership, but they were $10. I was at Toys R Us at the time. I was working there.
Mhm.
That's where I got a bunch of horror ones, Alien, Predator. They were $10 a piece. $10, great figure.
Well, so like the whole Transformers line, I've been wanting to get the whole reaction Transformers line, like all of them, right? Like fucking all of them. I don't care what they are. Transformers reaction series, I was going to get them. I priced them all out. I'm like, all right, it's like $400. I'm like, all right, not a big deal. But I'm like, $400. These figures are only this fucking big.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not getting enough for what you're spending. I didn't have a problem with the 400. I had a problem with what I was getting out of the 400.
No, of course.
That's just
But like I said, if they were at the $10 price point like they originally were before Funko got out of it and became just Super 7 and became $20 a pop, it's insane. Those figures aren't worth $20.
I'm getting some Shellhead whiskey. I'll be back.
Oh, great.
Talk to you a lot.
I mean, we can. We're just going to go completely off topic.
Well, Super 7 just put out what was it? Wily Cat in the Ultimates. And it's like $80 a figure. I'm like, I can't drop $80 a figure.
Right,
on
for
that.
a figure that's
Original
half
Wily
the
Kits and stuff like that.
size of a normal Ultimate figure. Right?
So, it's the Ultimate wave. They just did a wave. It's Wily Kit and Wily Cat.
But I'm just saying, but the characters themselves are smaller than like Panthro and Lino, right? Like
I think so. I think they're a little shorter.
Yeah, so
and
like they're
everything.
smaller characters. They probably have their skateboards or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Like,
But I'm like $80 a figure. I'm like, I don't know. I think Super 7, I think they use the tariff as like, this is a good excuse because we're bleeding money. That's me personally. And I think they've just kind of gotten a little stale over the last year or two.
yeah, because my thing with the tariffs, like I said, the tariffs can really screw a company.
Oh, yeah.
The items have to come shipped in for the tariff to be applied. So if they haven't shipped from China yet, there's no tariff on it. So they haven't been charged the tariffs to be able to sit there and say, oh, the tariffs are causing us to close. Now, is he scared of what can come and doing it that way? All right, maybe, But at that point, he's just shooting himself in the foot because you're losing fans, you're destroying your company because you're unaware because you're afraid of what might happen. Like, that's just asinine.
And when you're saying he's laying people off, is it mainly the people packaging this stuff? Because that's what I'm thinking of. They're not making the figures. They're made in China. They have a design team, really, who's just probably sitting around like we are, designing stuff. So who are they laying off? The people that are putting it in boxes?
No,
because they don't come with fancy sleeves or anything anymore either.
They went down from like
that's
10,
fucked too. Super 7, yeah.
They went down from like 10 actual designers to 2.
Yeah, so who are they laying off? That's what it's just going to be the people packaging it.
No, they laid off designers. They laid off people like not just like the people pack. Like they laid off half their fucking workforce, and it's the actual people designing the figures were being laid off.
Now you guys resell
when it happened
just for me to keep, but are you guys seeing that Super 7? I look every now and then because like I bought the Copper Kid and the Cycle for the Ultimates they did and everything. There's nobody bidding on that on eBay or anything like that. And I'm just saying is this stuff just kind of lost its popularity out there. That might be what it is too. And people aren't going through because I seen on their website all this stuff that was sold out. All of a sudden they have it back in stock and they're putting it back out there again.
So that was not that exact thing, but me and Tony were discussing earlier was that their highest performer, I guess the longest running Ultimates line they have is Turtles. Right. And as anybody can see when you go to the store, Turtles on the resale market and on retail seem to have really plateaued right now.
Yeah.
So if their bread and butter has gone fucking stale, and then they lost Disney, they lost Fox. Like what can you do then? It's like all we have is Thundercats and Silverhawks. And they fumbled with Silverhawks by not making them chrome in the first place.
Yep.
Like, I think that's what happens. right
All right,
now
that's
is that they
Simpsons.
well,
Remember that? They killed the Simpsons line. Like that was done. Like you couldn't get Simpsons anymore, and people were like, "Oh shit, there's so many more characters I want."
well, because that's Disney.
Right.
That's
But
part of the
I'm just
Disney
saying,
and
like,
Fox problem.
the line just fucking died, and
But see,
all right, so
but then that comes out because like people sit there and go back and forth about like, oh, Disney pulled the license from them because they were handling it wrong. But Tony, a buddy of ours, mentioned that he was talking to one of the owners of a shop down in South Florida, and his vendor who supplies him with that stuff told him before the whole Super 7 lost Disney, before all that happened, a few months before that, his vendor told him that, hey, whatever we can get you Disney from Super 7, we can, but anything that's new coming out is going to be park exclusive. That's what he was told, and he told the owner of the comic shop that all Disney Super 7 was going park exclusive. Then all of a sudden there was an issue. They stopped making these things, and then Brian Flynn came out and said, hey, there's been us and Disney have had an issue with the path or whatever he said, like the way they want to handle the lines. And to me, it sounds like Disney wanted park exclusive items and Super 7 didn't want to do a park exclusive item or an actual park exclusive line. They want to have it easily available to everybody who wanted it, not just in the parks. And I think that's what caused the problem with them and Disney that set off this downward spiral of just bullshit that happened with them. Because
Johnny.
Because I can see that, like, if you have a whole line, you're putting all this money into it, and it's like, oh, you can only sell them at a park. Our figures that we now charge $56 for in park are going to be $80 to $90. They're not going to fucking sell. Could you imagine having to buy fucking Robin Hood as a fucking fox for $90 inside a park? That shit wouldn't move.
I actually wanted that line too. This is the sad part because I have a lot of respect for Super 7 and what they put out. I think the figures are great, but I'm not going to pay $70, $80 for a goddamn figure.
The only thing they've put out that I've seen in person that I'm like, I understand the high value or the price of it is the fucking aliens from Simpsons.
Yeah, Kane Kodos. Yeah, that makes sense.
Those things are massive.
And I still can't get them.
I got them.
Here's the thing that's crazy about it. So they charge so much, but then they have so many QC issues. So it just drives me crazy.
Sure. I haven't had a QC issue, but then again, I've only opened a few of the turtles. I know the first few waves of turtles were real loose, and then they came through and they were supposed to have fixed the problem with the loose joints and shit for the turtles. But people still apparently complain that their joints are loose now. So I can't say that they're wrong because if people are complaining, it must be something. But I personally haven't had an issue with their QC.
I did a video where I did an unboxing of all 4 of the brothers. And 3 out of the 4 of them had QC issues with their joints and paint.
Right, that's what I said. The first few waves, they admitted to having loose joints. They acknowledged it. That's why they re-released them with the different colored weapons and shit. So you didn't have like the original run. You could have gotten them later on. Again, they offered them up for like solo orders. They were supposed to have fixed the joint issues. Supposedly.
So
I've never opened any of my Super 7, so I don't know.
Same. But let me ask you guys. So, like NECA. So if you go on the website right now, you can see like the top figures for Turtles for NECA, right? It's like the Shredder as Dracula. I think there's Karai on a motorcycle or something like that. The not Archie, but
the Ronin.
Mirage comic, yeah.
No, Ronin.
That's Last Ronin. Revolutions. Or Evolutions.
What?
I think that's Last Ronin Evolution. That's April, right? Or April's daughter. What is it?
Yeah.
Isn't that the new bike?
And then they show
Casey. Yeah.
They show Mirage Comics April, but in the background they show her split window bus van. And so my thought, right? Like I'm gonna throw it out there. It's a rumor, right? We talk about like, oh, they're gonna make Technodrome. Oh, they're gonna make this. Oh, they're gonna make that. What are the chances that they Mirage, comics for Turtles, and NECA goes, we're gonna make the van Mirage April had, because in the picture, I know they did it for like publicity, but what's the chance we're gonna get that van?
Bro, I wouldn't put it past them. If there's NECA pays attention online, right? So the fact that you're saying it, if they see a lot of people are talking that same thing, they'll consider doing that shit. NECA's not stupid. They're not going to say no to money, right? Like, the question is who would get it. I wouldn't get it. I'd be good, but
I'd have to get it. I mean, it's
I'd buy it. Anything NECA Mirage I'd buy, so I'd buy it.
I'm a completist, and you're talking about OG. First of all, you're talking about Volkswagen. Second of all, you're talking about OG split window bus that April had. Yeah, done. I got it hands down.
Yeah, but they have a tendency to do that, right? They'll put things in the backgrounds of their pictures and stuff as like Easter eggs that kind of hint towards things coming. So it very well could happen. Until people start saying, oh my God, they're making a Technodrome. Like, no, they're not making a fucking Technodrome.
Oh my God. So that got me today. So like you and I are going back and forth, and I get it. So NECA drops the Surfer Turtles line. Looks terrible, but I'll get it because I'm a completist, not because I want it. And it looks fucking horrific. And it's like they're on vacation or whatever. That's fine. But the box shows a Technodrome, it shows a blimp. So everybody's like, oh my God, foreshadowed. We're going to get a Technodrome. We're going to get a blimp. I'm like, first of all, no. NECA is not, they might do a blimp, but NECA is not going to go, hey, we're going to sell you a Technodrome. And in order to scale, it's going to be as big as the Super 7 Cat's Lair. And we're going to charge $700. It's not going to happen.
No.
No, it's not going to happen. Everybody thinks it is, but no, there's no way.
Because my other thing with that is that NECA has a tendency to really try and scale things properly, right? So like they
Johnny's reading way too much, like subconsciously. Sorry,
but like they really try to get like accessories, vehicles. Like they try and get everything in scale with their figures. Like they don't try and undersell the size of a vehicle for Turtles or any of their lines. Really, they really try and scale it. So I just don't think NECA would do a Technodrome smaller than what it should be. But at the same time, to make one the right size, like I told you in the chat, it would have to take up like an entire bedroom because that Technodrome has like 975 rooms in it. It's, like a skyscraper when it comes into New York City. The thing's massive. Like, there's no way they can feasibly make that fucking thing to be in scale with Turtles like they would want to, like it's just not possible.
But would you buy it?
No.
I'd buy it.
I'd buy it.
I'd buy
that for $1.
Hands down, I'd buy it.
As much as I want like the turtle lair and all that shit, I haven't bought any of that because of space. I just don't have the space for it. And maybe one day I'll kick myself in the ass, but I
mean, hold on. I have a box down there. Can you see it? Behind the Technodrome, you guys can't really see it. Donnie's Lair, you see that shredder on him?
Man, what store are you at? I should go buy some stuff.
Oh, sorry. This is just a shit show.
Hey, do you want to go back and comment on Alex's comment? You said we'd get back to you, so you want to go back to that?
Yeah, so I don't think there'll be inflation in the line because of that. If it is, the inflation comes from tariffs. Oh my God. Tariffs. Not because of the line itself or layoffs. I don't think it is like people can't make it fast enough or anything like that. I strictly think it's going to be you have the company, they're paying for these products to be produced overseas. Maybe the tariffs will like impose a little bit of an inflation, in which case an Ultimate Turtle might be instead of $49.99, probably $59, which I think is stupid because again, nobody is buying these at $49. They're getting marked down, they're becoming clearance. We're getting them what 6 months down the road? And we're paying a fraction of what they really went for.
Yep.
That's why I'm not buying them. Like, and I'm huge. Like, gotta get them right now. I'm a FOMO guy. I've been sitting off like the back. Like, whatever, get it.
Yeah, the only way I would buy a Super 7 Turtle right now, like order it in advance, would be a character that's brand new that I must have. So, like, if they did a Hothead, I'd order that. All right, cool, ordered. I need that in my collection. But as far as like other secondary characters or the variants or the random characters they do, no, I'm good. I'm not paying full price for any of that shit. That's not happening.
I think Super 7's doing too many variants too with all the lines. They just variant after variant instead of something new. I think that's a problem for them for a while.
So I think you're right. I think they're taking like their existing line and going, all right, we need Leo with a straw hat and another fucking sword. All right,
Yeah.
same mold, other hat, sword, let's sell them. We need this figure with a fucking bow staff. All right, this figure, 2 extra bow staffs, let's sell them.
Well, see, like, I understood like the music variants, right? Because it pays homage to the original toys that had those variants. I get it. But that Leo they came with, that had like that was a original design for them. That wasn't anything to do with the original toy. Not necessary.
Right. So what about the Surfer Turtles? They just came out, or not even out yet, but like the Surfer Turtles. Those are the same colors and everything from the Turtles in Disguise. So all they did was break down those toys,
right,
and go add a shirt, cloth shorts, $200. Let's do it.
Because they know Tony's gonna buy it.
They have to pay so much for the molds, so they're gonna milk everything out of that. They're gonna squeeze everything they can out of those molds. So, and it's just they kind of take it too far compared to what other companies do with the same thing. Like,
so Johnny, that's absolutely correct, right? But there comes a point where they've been using the same mold for 3 years. That mold's been more than paid off for itself. You know what I mean? Like, it's paid itself multiple times over. So you think they can not keep jacking the price up on it because you're using the same mold. You should be able to get a little bit of a discounted price on that bitch, but they don't. They keep jacking the prices up on it.
Hasbro does the same shit. It's really almost disgusting when you think about it. Yeah.
But see, then all that brings me down to my question, which is completely off topic about bootlegs. So we'll get into that another day.
All right.
Well, no, just to give you an idea, you can think about it for our next episode. Those Five Below bootlegs that you got.
I love Five Below.
God, right?
Dude, those things are awesome.
But think about this. Those Five Below bootlegs you got, they didn't just like turn the printers on and make more, right? They actually took smaller figures, did whatever process to make them bigger, and then sold them in store at retail at Five Below for $5. Why in the blue hell is that same size figure from Hasbro $40? If a knockoff company can sell that shit for $5.
So, go ahead, man.
Well, I'm just saying, if you put it in Target, that's why. And you see the mom with 5 kids, she's going to overpay. She's already overpaying for everything in Target as it is. So that's what it is. She's just going to overpay and grab it.
Right, but even if that's like in Target, you order from Hasbro Pulse. That's not at the mom with the 5 kids. That's at collectors, right? And they know they can get the money out of the collectors. But we as a collector need to realize that those bootlegs or those knockoffs are cheap as shit, but they are pretty decent quality. And all the guys did, they figured out whatever process they used to blow them up and make them bigger. So it's not even like they just copied the original. Like, they made them bigger. They actually had to do a process to make them bigger, and then had to make not tooling, but like molds of them bigger to produce them. And they're $5. Like, come on. And they're in retail stores. Hasbro's not giving a shit. Fuck my drink go. There it is.
Well, if you can see, this is 5 Below. I don't know if you can see that.
Like,
And that's better
We got
quality
you.
than some of the stuff I've seen come out. That was $5 at Five Below.
Yeah.
You know, crazy.
No, I just don't understand. But like I said,
Well, so
You
for
just-
Johnny and I, we're Transformers collectors, right? We bought those knockoff Transformers combiners. I saw them on a website. I saw people posting them. They're like, "Oh yeah, all these guys go together." Dude, they're $5 a piece. They built a combiner. It looks like Bruticus, but $5. Like, I don't know. It's crazy, man.
like, it makes you wonder, like what, like the level of inflation or price gouging these companies are doing. The knockoff companies are doing for $5 and have them in store for $5. Like that's wild.
Well, I think they're just striking while the iron's hot, too. I think that's what they're doing. I mean, you go to Walmart now and Target, they have a collector's corner. They have a vinyl section. And I buy vinyl. I had to go to a record store to buy vinyl for a while. Now you just go to Walmart and buy it. I think that's what they're doing. They're just going to, milk it as long as they can and then dump it. After that, it's just going to go back.
No,
to
well, that's absolutely. They're taking advantage of what it is. But people, as a community of collectors, everybody wants to be like the expert. And they're like, oh, well, inflation this and that. And that's like, okay, yeah, inflation's real. It happens. We get that. But stop, like, giving them the out on it because it really isn't that like a necessity for it to be that expensive for those products. It really just fucking isn't. But everybody gives them the out. It's like, oh, well, we'll buy it. Oh, are you poor? You don't want to pay for it? Like, it's fucking stupid. Like, but
So
they don't need to be that expensive. They really don't.
when we talk about how shitty NECA is, that
Sure.
I have 35, maybe 33,000 points for a free figure. And when I go to the free figure site, I have a choice of 3 gargoyles that nobody wants. That shit can't go clearance at Target. Or I can have 3 of their Universal Monsters that nobody wants that don't fucking sell at Target. NECA, I paid for your fucking service to be a premier person. I spend all this money, and you're like, meh, you can have a candy. Like, that's it. It's fucking terrible, dude.
So
Anybody else know
NECA,
that?
over the years, I've realized NECA comes out with these ideas to do things, and they do it in such a half-assed way. Like, it's all just straight half-assed. It's like, oh, the idea of the rewards program, all right, great. But then it's like, oh, yeah, you can only get these 4 gargoyles or these 3 Universal Monsters. That's it. Nothing else on our website. Like, what the fuck? It's such a half-assed way to do it. It's like they gave this some guy that's like sitting in the basement of the fucking building next to a fucking heater, and he just hates life. He's like, "Yeah, this is my job," and doesn't do anything.
100%. It's fucking wild, man. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's things. But so, all right. So next coming up, like I know I've got some stuff coming in the mail. So like, let's maybe touch on stuff is coming in. It's not our scores, but you guys can kind of like touch on it. So like, I feel like I have to. My first one is, Nicole, we don't like your face. So how about that?
Wow. Like our only viewer that's like on every episode.
Saying. So
Jesus.
I will tell you that like right now, Shellhead, we have the Cat's Lair from Voltron coming in. The Cat's Castle, whatever you want to call it. Super awesome. I'm super excited. It's so minty white, all complete, all accessories to box. Super awesome. It's coming in.
You really like white things.
All the white ones work better. So anyway, so I've got
Really? They're usually pretty lazy.
the G.I.
They get
Joe.
the other ones to do all the work.
Ooh, I got the G.I. Joe. You know what? Your wife, I should probably jump on here. Jessica settled the awkwardness right now. We have G.I. Joe. I should probably just go. I'm sorry. We have the G.I. Joe base that's coming on. We got that. We got a really awesome Robotech piece, Mospera. The bike, super mint, super cool, super clean, in a box. Super excited to have that. And then we bought some Futurama. I got Zap Brannigan and Nibbler and Bender, all like these like metal toys, very, very cool. So I'm very excited for those to come in. Again, Mars Auctions. If you haven't checked it out, that's great stuff. You're gonna spend money, but you're gonna get primo pieces. And then Nicole, we love you, honey, but I hate your face right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow. It's fucked up, my guy.
Well, I preface it with I love her, but after that, I hate her face. So,
Hey, you need to chill, bro.
yeah, whatever. Anybody else?
So the only thing I've got coming in soon, which will hopefully be here by the end of the week, is that I actually won that alien dissect an alien set thing from
Oh,
like
you showed us that
1960.
thing. I thought it was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so I said fuck it. Went on eBay and found it and got it. So that'll be here.
Another one, right?
You have it? You can show it to him?
No, I don't have it yet. It's not here.
No, I know, but like, can you show Tuna like from Google or?
Oh shit! I'm not googling. I'll show Tuna next week when I get it. I'll show it.
I was
But
waiting.
I did open a bunch of shit. I did like a mass opening the past few weeks or over the weekend. I think I opened like 25 different figures and items, and I just wanted to show off this one because it's fucking insane. And I'm surprised Tony you don't
That'd be great.
partake in this.
That's pretty. It looks like a Krampus. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like Krampus' son.
That's badass.
And then he's got a brother. What? He's got a brother. Boom.
Well, Krampus Jr. Oh, yeah.
It's his sons. But these things are fucking amazing. They're from Fury Toys. The same guys who do those little Ninja Turtles that you buy. What the hell? What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't like his girlfriend and parent Nicole like took it seriously. Told Gustavo close. I don't know what's going on.
So stop being mean to Nicole.
Listen, give me grilled cheese. You guys are good.
The fuck? Grilled cheese? I want grilled cheese.
Exactly. There it is.
But yeah, like I said, I went through. I opened like 25 or 30 different things, and it was a great time. A bunch of Mythic Legion, figure obscure shit. Like I opened.
I don't really have anything. I have like Deadpool. That's all I have.
Have you had a chance to open the Ganesh?
Yeah, he's up there in my display.
Jeez, I still haven't had a chance to open mine.
Wait,
So-
wait. You have potato Kadish?
No,
No, sorry.
I don't want to get that part of the world mad at me by saying something. So no.
Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, Johnny, I got him. So in my DTOF, on my top shelf, I have him, Frankenstein, Headless Horseman, and the two Egyptian ones. Can't think of their names. Bassinet and the fucking dog. I can't forget his name. That's fucked up.
Jeff.
No, what the fuck's his name, Johnny? Fucking dog, the Egyptian dog one.
Not
Anubis?
ringing a bell right now.
Anubis.
Yeah, there you go.
This guy fucking knows. This guy.
Tuna, thank you.
Like I got him up there with him. Then my second shelf is the Christmas shit. So Krampus, Santa, and the two Christmas Story or Christmas Carol figures. And the third shelf is the skeleton horse in that line.
So your Skeleton Warriors, what are you missing?
The skeleton warriors, I've got everybody except
Nice.
the horse and the motorcycle and the humans. Fuck, we don't need them.
Fuck the humans.
What? The humans are boring.
That was a great show.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, I'm watching
awesome.
a couple. I'm watching a couple auctions on that thing. But yeah, fucking these guys are fucking
I
awesome.
love that thing.
These things are fucking amazing. But yeah, I need the horse and the motorcycle, and then I'll have everything I want from that line. Because like I said, the humans are fucking trash.
All right, so what else we got? I want to wrap this up before 9. I know Johnny has very early work. I don't want to keep him. Don't want to keep the rest of us. So what else we got?
So kick him out. Boot him off.
4 a.m. sucks. So actually, a while back, I finally got around to being able to actually fuck with this. I got a RoboCop.
Don't fuck RoboCops. Don't do that.
But the card back on this is actually pretty nice too.
It was open.
Yeah,
That's
well,
awesome. That's great.
this was already open, by the way. So it's already open.
Well, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm wondering. Joey's like, yeah, I got this. The card back's amazing. What fucking card? It's open. Okay. I drank too
Card
much.
back's amazing, man. It's not very big, but it's pretty cool.
I shouldn't have pre-gamed, but I did.
Have you met me?
You are a pre-game.
Thank you. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and button this up. So we have 5
Wait.
minutes.
We'll check the tuna here. What you picked up?
Tuna, what you got?
Man, he's been stuck in the house.
No, ready? I ordered this because I thought they were going to sell out so quick. I got PandaCon. And then I was in Target the other day and they had like 75.
There's so many on the shelf. I thought PandaCon was gonna sell out too. Kind of like a fucking Asagi.
You know what's crazy though? I still haven't gone and picked one up. I'm actually gonna pick one up for Tammy. She actually loves that thing.
It's a great figure.
Crazy.
The fucking figure is amazing.
But I was actually just surprised because she's not really into like turtles or anything like that deep into the line. But she saw that thing. She's like, "Oh my god, this is so adorable!" And I was like, "Wait, what?"
I've actually been trying. I got to go online. McFarlane Super Justice, the Lobo figure, like sold out everywhere. It's like a $10 figure. Now it's like $50 everywhere you go.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
That's gross.
But yeah, I think the PandaCon suffered from the idea that they just produced way too many of them. Because it's a great figure. Same thing like Tatsu, right? Tatsu was a great figure and people wanted him, but after the initial release, they shouldn't have fucking replenished him another 5
I
times.
think that was an anticipation thing. Like people were like, "Oh shit, Tatsu." They came out, everybody bought them up. And they're like, "All right, it's Tatsu. Fuck it, I don't need it."
But that's where these companies, I think, and I think that falls victim to it a lot, is that, like I said earlier, they listen. They're online, right? They see the chats, the groups, what people are talking about. But I don't think they weigh in the fact that the people online are very loud voice, but they're also a very minimum voice. So yeah, Tatsu was great. We wanted him for our collection, but it didn't mean make 200,000 of him. Like. Yeah. They should have done like a pre-order for them. That way you could pre-order, make the exact amount they needed, and let that be it type of thing. Because that's just, they way overproduced him. PandaCon, they way overproduced. And that is a very niche figure. Because it's not even really a turtle figure. Like, it's its own thing. So, like...
Well, it's like Usagi.
Right.
He's very much his own line, but he was a figure in Turtles.
Yeah, he had toy Turtles, but yeah, he's his own...
Work. He made the comic around this. It came out around the same time, I think.
Yeah,
when Ethan and Laird were doing their stuff.
But the PandaCon was a great figure. When I open it up, that thing is fucking big. It's a sturdy figure. That thing is really well done.
I think it's gonna sell out.
So I thought it was gonna sell. That's why that was one of the only ones from Holothon that I made the sure to go out and hunt down. So I'm like, yo, this thing is gonna be one of the harder ones to find. Wrong.
Yeah. But I don't think so far any of those from Holothon haven't really been that hard to find.
You're right. I agree.
The target name, everything.
What happened with Holothons, the same thing that happens every year, right? Is that the first initial shipments of them, it all kind of disappears, right? Because everybody's out looking for it. It fucking goes. The scalpers pick it up. Once they start doing the replenishments, that's when they start warming the shelves. Because everybody who wanted it either found it in store, ordered it online in the small window they could, or paid a scalper for it. Then they replenish every week for fucking 2 months, and then all of a sudden they're just sitting on everything. Like the only thing from the original release of Holothon that I saw here, shelf form from the very beginning, was the Mobster 4-pack. That's the only one I didn't see sell out in my stores right here. So, but they replenish them shit fast and a lot, and now they're sitting on. So,
I think I saw 2 of those the last time I went to Target.
the 4-pack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only one from like here, the initial release of Holothon. Those were the only ones that didn't sell out. Everything else disappeared with the initial release. The 4-packs never
It's kind of the
disappeared.
same with us. Spring Hill, we're kind of the same.
Yeah. Because that's a big price tag for being in a store. I understand why they didn't do it originally. Like $150 in a fucking on the shelf. That's a big price tag to expect somebody to just walk into Target, especially you're depending on kind of like an impulse buy, right? Because a collector who wants it will either get it or order it. They'll get it. Fucking grandma and grandpa isn't buying little Timmy the fucking turtle 4-pack for $150. That's just not fucking happening.
All right, so let's call it, guys. 10 o'clock. Johnny's got to go. Let's just cut the cord.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm feeling buzzed. I can go all night, baby.
Yeah, well, thank you everybody so much for coming out. Tuna, man, thank you, dude. We'll get you again, man. You're great. Let's get you on again. Talk about all the best shit we have. Wheezy, glad your shit's working. Johnny, have a great night. If not, guys, welcome everybody, every person. Shellhead Toys, bring some toys. We had a great time. We miss you. We love you being on, but we're done. So have a good
Nicole
night.
loves us. Tell Nicole you love her.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, Nicole, I love you. No capes.